What's up, guys? So the game came out on Wednesday, November 16th. Apparently the times were completely wrong because server 1 came out about 2 in the morning my time, 3 in the morning my time. And I was completely unaware. But by the time I went to go play the game, I noticed my names were taken on server 1 and server 2 Vegeta just came out. So I went to server 2 Vegeta and I'll take Vegeta over Goku any day. Team Vegeta, you already know how it works. I just can't stand Goku when it comes to Dragon Ball. But it's easy to make a video about this game and basically tell you, okay, if you guys played Unlimited Ninja, you played Bleach Online, it's basically a reskin of that game and it's worked into Dragon Ball Z. But for those of you who come from Naruto Online, never went into browser games in depth, and basically, this is your first time seeing an unofficial one, I'll pretty much try and explain the best I can, and as well as give you pretty much a suggestion on how to play the game, how to start it off. Now, first thing people are going to want to know is the game built for spenders or is it built for free-to-plays? Now, these kind of games, they're always basically towards spenders. The more you spend, the further off you are. I would say that VIP 3 is highly, I would say it's the best experience you can have is by at least getting VIP 3. That'll give you a pretty casual and good experience towards the game. It's also a 1,000 gold recharge, which is pretty much going to be around, I can't remember my prices, but I guess it's around $30, $25, something like that. Then, if you really want to go to the extreme, which, VIP 6 is going to cover most of the things you really want to go, that's around, I guess, $225, something like that, $250. That pretty much gets you everything you need to know. Like, if you can also look at here, when it came to all the other games, VIP 6 pretty much gets you everything. It gets you skip battles, it gets you like auto fights, auto trials. It gets you a lot of features, and it covers most of the things you really want. Then you have 7, 8, 9, 10, which is pretty much overkill. VIP 10 is $5,000. VIP 9 is half of that. So, you can pretty much see how it is, but you really don't expect anybody to start off like that. You really don't. It's just going to be developed over time if they enjoy the game. Personally, I do enjoy the game, but I won't be, spending my time on server 2. I definitely say if you want to have a good experience for this game, you need to take advantage of the VIP as soon as possible. From the first moment you see yourself the first top-up pack, you start off, recharge, and then play the game. Because it takes too much time to get into if you don't have any skip battles, if you have to wait. So at least VIP 3 gives you auto janking in the Tavern as well as skip battles. Then you have yourself VIP 4, which pretty much eliminates the auto battle time. That is pretty much the biggest problem in this game. I'm at the point where I have nothing to do. I need to level up. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go to the last stage auto battle, but this takes 3 minutes per battle, 30 minutes in total. And if you're VIP 4, you automatically go past this. You don't have to wait. That's why if you're past VIP 4, you're going to have a great time. Now, aside from that, you also get your first top-up pack, which is very good. It caught me by surprise because I didn't realize the rewards. But, it is something to address. So you get the Kid Goku version. And basically you get yourself topping up any amount. So you top up even like 100 gold, that's the minimum. You can get yourself this pack. You're not getting the gold. It's just all the items that you get from here are valued at 1,888. Then for doing 100 gold, you get yourself some silver cards as well as purple hero cards, which is basically how you get ninjas or how you get heroes from the Tavern. I honestly can't figure out. Okay, the Tavern is Kami, so I was wondering where he was. So basically, the way you can get partners or heroes in this game is through the Tavern system as well as the Legendary Warrior system. Now, the Tavern system involves these kind of hero cards which go from blue, purple, gold to red, and you get Taverns at different levels. So I believe it goes level 20 Tavern, then 50, then 70, then 80, 90, 100, 110. I don't know how far the game is developed, but if it's following the Unlimited Ninja system, that's how it's going to work. And you can also do Jankin here to pretty much go ahead and go for blue cards to get these partners, which obviously are going to be the weakest. Then you have purples who take over that. You can't do advanced Jankin for purple heroes until you're, I believe, level 40 or until you get the 50 Tavern. I can't remember how it works. Then you have advanced Jankin, which pretty much is just automatic. You do need VIP 3 for this. That's why I recommend you to get VIP 3 because Jankin is the worst thing you can do in this game. It's the worst thing you can do in any game. It's basically rock, paper, scissors. And I will show you how it works. It's pretty much, it's like pretty much the computer wins. It favors the computer. So basically, every time you win, you get cards. If you lose, then you go ahead and you pretty much get some silver back. So you're always pretty much either, you're pretty much winning or you lose. And it's really hard to get 3 wins automatically, or I guess manually. And then, this is the worst option. Nobody should spend gold and automatically win jank. And you can get yourself XP cards. You can also exchange the proofs, which is pretty much going from blue to purple. And, it's just a feature later on that helps you convert the cards. Now, overall, if you're a Dragon Ball Z fan like myself, you're going to definitely enjoy the game. Unofficial or not, reskin or not, they did a very good job captivating what Dragon Ball Z is all about. As well as when you're progressing through the story mode, the entire story basically follows the original Dragon Ball. So I'm not sure how much further it goes, but I'm basically up to the Demon King Piccolo part, so you're going to go through pretty much the entire story mode. It is kind of out of sync, so you have to realize that. And then you have these kind of trials, which basically give you materials to make equipment. There are 2 different difficulties from this. You have level 30, 50, 70, and 80 trials, and I think 80 is the cap at this point for the game. So they're going to definitely upgrade it in the future. If you guys played Anime Saiyan back in the day, or Anime Saiyan, you're going to be familiar because it pretty much feels like the same exact game, but, it's under PWG. Now, I'm glad they brought it back, but the time zone is a big issue. When you're playing here, it's pretty much like a 12-hour difference. I don't even know what the time zone is, but the time zone is terrible for me. Pretty much for me to do all these activities, which when it comes to these browser games, activities are the most important thing. So you have the giant ape, which can be related to the Ninetales event or Ninetales invasion in Naruto Online. This is your main source of experience as well as silver. And there's 3 different beasts for each different race, or you basically join like a clan or something, whatever it's called. And there's I'm in the Universe clan, then you have the Namek clan and the Earth. So you pick between these 3, you fight your ape, and when you kill one, you can go to the other ones, and basically as long as you killed yours. Then you have the Legion battle, where you pretty much just go ahead and fight people in like a PvP system. It's like automatic in a way. You pretty much have to register first, then you start. You're kind of like a line system. Then you also have Stronghold, which basically certain groups fight for the place that they're like the Stronghold. Whichever group comes on top becomes the defender the next day, and it goes back and forth like that. And here you have Fight at the Planet Namek, which you basically fight waves of mobs and you get yourself rewards from here, and it tells you what kind of rewards to get. So for me, these events, the ape events, are basically 2 hours from now, which is going to be midnight Eastern time. And then the rest of the events are going to be pretty much in the morning, like 7, 8, 9 in the morning for me. And reset is pretty much noon during the day. So yeah, these events are pretty much, like the game is just really bad for me, at least the time zone is. But what I do hope is that other hosts like Joyfun or somebody else picks up the game, because that's how these games work, alright? Ninja Classic, Unlimited Ninja, Anime Ninja are all the same game, just 3 different hosts. So I really do hope that they pretty much bring the game out to different time zones. Joyfun would be the ideal one. Joyfun matches my time zone. Reset will be midnight. I can make it to all events. It would be perfect. So if this game ever comes to Joyfun, I'm definitely going to go ahead and play it. And I definitely say you have to take it seriously. So the minute you can top up, you go for the top up pack. Then basically based on the top ups, and then we went over the hero cards. Now we have to go over the primary world proofs. So you have hero cards for the Tavern. Then you have proofs for the Legendary Warriors. Now if you get the Legendary Warriors, in order to upgrade them, you have to have proofs as well as the hero cards. Now the cool thing about it is that topping up a certain amount gives you a pack, and that gives you the amount of cards. So for instance, this one gives you 100 proofs and blue hero cards, which says here, it will basically allow you to get Master Roshi upgraded from the base version, which the game gives you out for free, and then you could upgrade him to basically the Turtle Hermit, which gets a lot higher stat boost, higher growth rates, more damage from a skill. They basically get a better improvement than the previous version. Then you also have yourself more packs and more rewards, but the thing to really notice about is topping up 2,000 gold. So you top up 2,000 gold, and it will basically give you this Kid Goku and give you the chance to instantly upgrade him, because you get 200 hero cards and 200 primary world proofs. Now, the very good thing about that is, like I said, once you get yourself this Kid Goku from recharging, you can instantly upgrade him, because for 2k top up, you get 200 of these proofs, as well as 200 blue hero cards. So that's the ideal start. You at least recharge 2k gold, which gives you, I guess, somewhere between VIP 3 to 4, and at the same time gives you this Kid Goku. Now, this Kid Goku is very good for PvP. He's pretty decent for PvE as well, just because he always stays at 100 Fury points. But his growth rate is kind of low and he attacks assaulters. So he's very good for PvP. Pretty much you would use him regardless at a new server. Until you get level 70 and like better, different at least, heroes to use, you're not really going to replace him. You have other cool characters to choose from. You get Piccolo from the 7-day login. And then the other ones, you basically just collect proofs and recruit them. And, the last two being Vegeta at level 80, as well as Goku at level 80. So, this game is going to be, I would definitely enjoy it. But, playing it in this situation with a bad time zone and not taking advantage of the recharges is definitely going to be a less experience. But let's just go over the features. So, on the character screen above, you will see this little icon. This little icon represents that I joined the Universe clan. This shows your name as well as the server you're on. And then this shows you the server you're on as well as the Legion you're in. So the Legion is basically your clan. This will show you your battle power. This will show you the characters that you're using in your formation at this moment. Then you have basically like PvP titles, which are arena ranks. The last arena rank, it's pretty much similar to Bleach as well as Unlimited Ninja. Unlimited Ninja has the 6 paths, and then Bleach has Mugetsu rank. So we have Cosmical Legend. I honestly wish it was Super Saiyan God because it sounds a lot cooler. No idea how the system's going to work, if it's going to be like Unlimited Ninja where you don't drop out of the rank, you just stay at 0 prestige if it keeps costing. But the idea for this game is whenever you start this game, you basically start saving prestige. Never go past a certain rank. Now let me find it for you. So Planet Celestial. This is the last rank you can stay at that costs you no fame per day. So I would say get your arena ranks up to Planet Celestial and then stack. You need pretty much 5 million fame to go from Planet Celestial all the way down to Cosmical Legend. But it is worth it. Otherwise, it's impossible to get the rank. You can at most get is like I think 20,000 to like 21,000 prestige per day or fame per day. As long as you're rank 1 on the server. So, it's pretty much ideal that you stay at that rank, Planet Celestial, and then just once you have 5 million prestige, you upgrade all the way up. That's what I would advise you to do. Then here you have your vitality bar. Here you have basically clicking on the arrow next to your battle power is going to show you how you can become stronger, how you can earn money, how you can basically level up, get experience. And then here is going to be the battle power rankings. So the battle power rankings on the server. I can say if you're pretty much not a spender, you're going to pretty much be below level 40, around where I'm at, like 36 to 39. Everyone that's a spender is going to probably be around 45 to 46 at the first day. Now, this is before events. So while pretty much the Great Ape event is in a few hours from now when I'm recording, they're going to probably all be after level 50 by the end of this game, by the end of this day. So it's definitely something to, realize that this game does favor spenders. But, we have a lot of stuff to cover, so we're going to go in order. Then you have this thing called the Daily Must, which is basically, it shows you what you should do per day and what you're allowed to do. And once you do it, it's pretty much going to be grayed out. And you just follow this as a guide on how to do your dailies. Plus, always click on the stuff that's flashing. That usually means you can do something. Another cool thing is this Saiyan Power. So you pretty much get this kind of thing, which gives you, it's kind of like paying for a membership in the game. It kind of gives you premium. You get yourself a special shop for level 1. You get no cooldown for the first 5 fortifies. No arena cooldown for the first 3 fortifies. And you get extra stats in PvP as well as events or activities. So this would be the ideal start for me if I go to a new server later on when there's a new host. What I would do is basically recharge. I would have to do at least I say 5k gold or at least like 4k gold. Reason being 4k gold in order to pick up this, top up pack. Now I have no idea if this pack is single recharges or if it's cumulative. But if it's single, you'd have to top up 2k gold at a time. But if you could do more than that and just still claim everything, I would say I will do 4k recharge, pick myself up all these rewards, get this Goku upgraded, use him in the team. Then I would go ahead and get the Saiyan Power, pay for a year. I'm guessing a year is going to be 4k gold. That's how much Kaguya Power is on Unlimited Ninja. So you have a whole year's worth of membership for this thing. And the benefits are going to help out. They're going to make a big difference, especially the further that you level it up. You unlock Raging Jenkin, which makes Jenkin super easy at level 3 Saiyan Power, but it's going to take you a few months, maybe 4 or 5 months. And that pretty much means, you can bypass just the animation. It's going to instantly Jenkin 50, 200 times, however many times you want. So that's the ideal start for me. top up at least 4K to get the maximum Saiyan power for a year, and then get yourself this Goku recharge. Then once you're pretty much like leveling up and you're doing that, you'll basically have yourself a great start. Sorry about that, but somebody decided to break into a car in my neighborhood. So, aside from that, you have these Shenron, which is basically your tailed beast from Unlimited Ninja. The tailed beast only gives you extra stats when it comes to activities as well as PvP. This does not work for PvE situations. I'm going to show you here how it looks. So it basically goes from the Kirin to the Evil Dragon. And the way this works is that you basically have to get level 10. And then after level 10, you can basically advance it into the next star. This goes all the way up to, I believe, 10 at the moment. So it goes really far. But the cool thing is, I just kind of like the design of it. The Kirin looks kind of, interesting. The animation is poor, though. You can see here. It looks very weird. It looks completely different from the picture. But by the third star, it starts looking cool. Then you have like an ice dragon. Then you actually get Shenron. You actually get Shenron at level 70. So basically, the way this works is this. You have Shenron unlocked at level 70, but you don't get him. You have to basically keep going from 1 star to 2 star to 3 star. So as you keep progressing, as you keep leveling this up to 10, advancing it to the next star, then you start unlocking them. But it just pretty much means that even if you were to spend gold at this moment of the game, the highest you can get is the 3rd star Flame Dragon. But don't spend gold on this feature. It's not worth it. It starts costing a lot more in the future. The coolest thing is that eventually it gets to the Namekian Shenron, and then it becomes, pretty much like Omega Shenron. That's what it kind of looks like. So it's a cool, it's a cool look. It's kind of interesting they did that with the Shenrons for Dragon Ball Z. Then you have refines, which are going to basically give you extra stats towards the Shenron itself, but it's level 72 that you unlock that. Then you have pretty much notifications for your fortifies. Now, when you're a free player, you have a cooldown for this. You can only fortify until it reaches 20 minutes, and then past 20 minutes, you have to basically wait for it to cool down. Even VIPs will have cooldowns. I guess it's affected until a certain VIP, or it might be affected until your Saiyan Power is a certain level. I can't remember that. Then you have yourself the Arena Battle, which this is pretty much used for the PvP system. Based on where you are, that's pretty much the chest you're getting each day, and it's sent out at 19:30 each day as well. So 7:30 afternoon, or 7:30 in the afternoon, sorry. Then basically fighting everybody here to go up in places. Fighting people and defeating them in the arena also gives you access to slaving them. So basically, once you beat somebody, you can go ahead and catch them as a slave, and you can basically start getting experience from them. And that's basically how it works. You can also interact with them for more experience, and that's pretty much covers these parts. Now there's a lot of stuff to go through, so I basically was going to give you guys gameplay, but I'm trying to go over all the features and then give you gameplay as well. So it's going to be a long video. You have your growth road, which basically gives you items for accomplishing certain things, and don't forget there are pretty good deals to purchase on the side. I only purchased pretty much the gems, because the gems go into your gear, so always purchase gems. Purchase Vitality if you're trying to level up fast as well. And, if you purchase this 100 purple card, you can get yourself some purple character from the Tavern, or be very close to getting. Then we have ourselves the slave contract, which we went over. You have this Mystic Capsule, which is basically the ramen shop from Unlimited Ninja. You can give your allies or your friends, you can assist them, and that gives you silver. Then once you get more, of capsules from your friends, you can basically give them to Bulma's dad. And then you can also receive it for depending on the Kaizer's capsule level. So if I have level 5 capsule, if you're a VIP, you'll be getting coupons from this as well. So since I'm not a VIP, I can only get silver. You can basically receive this up until your level. At level 5, you have to wait till you're level 6 and then do the process all over again. Then you have yourself trials, which it pretty much shows, this thing, where you do trials for equipment materials, and that's how you make equipment into this game. There's 2 difficulties, and that does affect the drop rate. Then you have the Hero Hotel, which pretty much, if you don't want to have a partner or a person in your team, which is here, you can basically dismiss them. So you click leave over here, you go into the Hero Hotel. Alright, so upon going to the hotel, or the Hero Hotel, if you leave somebody from the main team, they're going to end up here. Now, you unlock more slots as the higher level you get, and it's a good way to store pretty much heroes that you don't plan on using. if they're taking up space in your main team. And then you can also expand your main team slot by purchasing here, although you do need to have the VIP function for that. So like I said, the game is going to favor spenders, and that's just the way it works when it comes to these games. Then you have trials, which give you Z weapons, as they're called in this game. And Z weapons are basically something that give you more stats to each person. And you have to realize that, since these heroes have blue names, they can wield up to blue Z weapons. For instance, green names cannot wear them. And the same thing goes for if you were to get purple Z weapons, as well as golds and reds. And as the game goes on, there's going to be a lot more. Then you have yourself the daily sign-in, which for the first week you obtain Krillin for a 2-day sign-in. Even though the game just came out on the 16th, it does go up to the Tuesday. So, people on server 1 were able to basically get a 2-day sign-in already. And unless you're on server 2, you'd have to do a late sign-in, which is honestly not worth it. Just save your coupons at their cost. But Krillin is a pretty good Vanguard. Definitely when I get Krillin tomorrow, I do plan on using him because he is basically a Hinata from Unlimited Ninja. He increases his own block rate, and his passive or his talent basically gives him higher block rate as well. So he's going to be a pretty good Vanguard to use. Vanguards are just tanks in the team and they don't do a lot of damage. Then you can also exchange your login points for a numerous amount of things. I would basically say to go for either... definitely go for refresh cards when it comes to the daily task, which we'll talk into later. And then I forgot to go over the accumulative sign-ins. So you can get yourself some certain items, and then based on the VIP that you are, you can get double of them. So like I said, this game is going to be favoriting spenders. Then you have yourself the army treasure, which, for instance, I can't show you, but you would basically do the treasure hunt. It does give you a chance of obtaining proofs, which is used to recruit legendary warriors. It's RNG as well because, most of the time you can get the lowest treasure hunt, but sometimes you can get the super rare one. And you can also plunder people for some silver. Then we already went to a legendary. We're going to come back later so I can show you everybody else and kind of explain what they do. Then you have yourself the shop, which, I would say pay attention to the daily deals. Sometimes you can get yourself a steal for gem chests, gem gift packs. Just pay attention to the price and the discount because sometimes it's not worth getting stuff. Guarding stones, which, they are going to be used for enhancing equipment, but that's unlocked at level 70 or something like that. And then if you basically have the Saiyan boost, you can go ahead and access this shop. So, and then there's also a special VIP shop as well. So there are a lot of things, that are going to favor spenders. The daily task itself is important because you can get yourself these general will proofs, which pretty much count as any single proof that you want them to be, and you can use them in the legendary warrior shop to upgrade or recruit. So try to get yourself 150 points every day. You will have to probably spend some coupons towards it, but it's fine because you do get yourself coupons back. And if you get yourself the double gold chest, you can get double the rewards from all of this. So it's pretty nice to do. Like I said, attend activities. You have to do this if you want to be very strong and progress in the game very fast. Do Gigantic Ape and fight at Planet Namek at least. These two, it's okay to miss out on because they don't give too much experience or silver. But at the start of the game, to attend everything as much as you can. But definitely Namek, as well as the Gigantic Apes. That is your biggest source to get stuff from. So we went over to the top-up pack. Definitely 2K is the best value because you can instantly upgrade this Goku. Then you can also, depending on the server, if you have a certain amount of people recharge, you can also redeem a free pack for the entire server, so it's not that bad. And the first 50 players can get themselves this kind of gem pack and some other items with it. So overall, it's pretty good stuff. Then you have yourself these peak events, which is basically the peak events are for the events themselves. So it will count down the top damage dealer for each of the Gigantic Apes for the next 5 days or whatever it is, or next 4 days. Then you also have basically the top groups as well as the guilds. Then you also have the Legion Battle and Stronghold. So it's basically a ranking that if you take part in these events and you do very well, you basically have to get the first rank of all the rewards. You can get yourself some items, and capsules are pretty good because they will give you gem chests, XP cards, silver cards. You also get yourself level 4 gem chests, and then you also get yourself some dragon herbs, which is used for the Shenron thing, but you do need a lot of them for it to actually be that good. Then you have yourself the top-up event, which is single recharges. So it goes all the way up to... okay, it goes all the way up to 50,000 to 999,000 gold. The problem is this is a single top-up, so that means You have to reach this, I believe, during each event, single top up. I'm guessing it's for the entire day, or it might just be one single recharge. I'm not sure if they would actually allow you to recharge. It usually is where 40k is the maximum you can do at a time. So this has to be like just something completely weird. I guess it's just one how much you can do in a day. Then you have yourself the cumulative top-ups, which is for the entire event. And this should definitely go up way further than the single ones do. So this one caps out at 100,000. I have no idea what that is for, but you get yourself a Master Fury Gem, which you get Fury Gems later on in the game by basically mostly spending. It's going to be a very hard time to get it as a free player, but this will allow your character to skill in the first round. It's a lot of stuff to spend for, so you'd have to be worried about that, but they usually don't expect people to go past that. Then you have VIP chests. So if you reach these VIPs, you will basically unlock it. VIP 10 gives you 8,888 potential, which is going to be used at the bottom over here, and I'll go over that. 40,000 fame in the arena, so that's basically going to use for your arena title. A level 10 crit gem, which that alone is extremely expensive, but you're spending $5,000 for VIP 10, so they do have to give you some crazy stuff. As well as 500 gold warrior cards, and I believe you will be able to get all items previous to this as well. So if you do end up getting VIP 10, you can start redeeming all of them one by one, basically. So you'll get a lot of items for that, but like I said, it's kind of extreme to do that at the start. Then you have yourself the top-up rankings, which right now the top-up is 10,000 gold, second is 7,500, and you basically get yourself a level 8 gem chest, Z-Weapon Enhanced Talisman, Secret Capsules, Dragon Herbs, as well as some fame. And I think if you're, let me see, how does it say? Top 3 people, yeah, okay, so the top 3 people get Tien, which I guess he can be considered the first event ninja, or event partner, why I keep saying ninja. So he's the first event partner in the game. He is an assaulter, very good passive, strength and crit, and then his skill, it doesn't even describe it. But yeah, he's an S+, which is, I believe, like one of the highest qualities we have right now. So, basically for a new top-up rankings event, he will be good for a new server. Don't get me wrong. Let's go look into his skill, maybe see what's going on, and then we can kind of find out what he does. But overall, it will be decent, as long as you just, stay in the top 3 for the recharges. So, it doesn't seem like he does a buff for that. It just kind of seems like he attacks assaulters, or I don't know, it kind of gives me the impression that he could attack the entire team, but the skill itself doesn't just say it. So, for winning the top 3, I guess it's a fair reward. This server, surprisingly, doesn't have too many people that went crazy with the recharges. 10,000 gold is pretty much VIP 6, so that's around $250. And then 7,500 is close to $200. So, nothing too crazy. Usually the most you'll see at the start of the server is probably 20k to 40k. And that's from crazy people, Then you have yourself this investment fund, which I believe I've only seen on Bleach. I don't know other games that use this, but you basically spend gold to get it. And I think, Unlimited Ninja and all the Naruto games actually get this. So it's a very good rebate to get. Basically, the higher level you get, the more of a rebate you get for gold. So definitely invest in this. This is why it's so key to recharge as soon as possible and maximize your experience gains throughout the entire time you're going to be playing. Taking part in these events is definitely going to secure your position in the game and as a top player and just, dominating everywhere as it comes. Later on, it's going to be like cross-server PvP that you'll have to be able to attend. Then you have the other rankings for the new servers, which is level rankings, battle power rankings, arena rankings that are each day. You get rewards basically for doing all these things. So try to participate as many of them as you can. Try to do all the little quests as well. Like if you get 2 purple heroes, you get yourself 100 coupons and some other items. This is a lot of stuff to talk about. So we have ourselves the trials. So for passing these trials, you get yourself a reward. Passing extreme challenges, which is basically where you get the Z weapons. You get yourself a gold Z weapon for stamina. Then for reaching this rank in arena, you get yourself these rewards. So you do have basically 5-6 days, pretty much a week. It's usually a week to actually accomplish these. For synthesizing gems, this is obviously the hardest one to get because they ask you to do 6 of each level 6 gem. So there's a lot of stuff to go over, but the easiest one to do is getting the equipment sets. Basically, by the time you hit level 50 and 30, you can get yourself a huge amount of coupons, and then having the highest tailed beast gives you the extra, basically, like, So they'll give you fruit packs, which kind of increase the stats that the Shenron does or gives you. So it's very nice. Then you also have yourself the 7-day login pack. So for just logging in, you get all this stuff. First day you get this. Second day you'll get Krillin, which I recommend you to use as a Vanguard. You can basically use Krillin up until like level 70 Vanguards. So you don't have to worry about switching him out. Don't get anybody else. Use Krillin. Third day you get yourself some more stuff. Fourth day, pretty much it stays pretty standard until the 7th day where you get yourself Piccolo. And you know, Piccolo, I will have to go over him in the Legendary Warriors. You also get yourself a level pack. So for reaching each certain level, by the time you reach level 70, you get yourself a free Kami set, which is level 70 equipment you can wear. And then level 80, you can get yourself a purple Snake Wave set. Now the only problem with that is that it's a purple set, so it's basically going to be probably slightly better than the Kami set. But there's going to be a gold 80 set, which we don't know the name of. So this covers most of the things, and also the Facebook page was also giving out CD keys today. I did manage to claim one and gave you like 50 coupons as well as some gems. But we're pretty much like nearing the end of the explanations, so I can actually bring you some gameplay. Then you have yourself the team interface, which is going to show you the equipment you wear, the accessories you're wearing. You can click for the Z weapons. It shows you the battle power as well as the stats. Now, each position has stats to focus on. I definitely think this game is well done. You know, it has adapted a lot of features, so it's not really like an outdated browser game. It did take good things into account. I can definitely say it is good to start off. You know, most browser games become, I guess, they seem like they're from the ancient times because they're lacking a lot of features that other games have implemented. But this game has took pretty much from Bleach, Naruto, and combined it to make a good Dragon Ball Z game. It's not official. It is pretty much pay to win, so you do have to realize that. You have the potential thing, which is earned by basically getting, by you doing story mode, as well as getting kills in the Planet Namek event. And then you can also do King Kai training, which basically you spend silver, you do practices, and if you land 3 of the same rune, then you basically go ahead and get a level up. So these all give you attributes to the entire team, which is very nice. But like I said, you know, if you're a Dragon Ball fan, you're going to enjoy this game. You definitely don't need to spend too much to have a good time. Like at most, you just have to get VIP 3, and you should be pretty set to have a casual time. But you know, taking over the server with only VIP 3 is too much to ask for when it comes to these games. Then the formation itself, so you can only have one Vanguard, and the Vanguard basically shows you the defensive role in the team. They take all the hits until the Vanguard dies, then the back row starts getting hit, unless they're getting skilled. So that's one thing you have to realize. Unless skills target certain rows and certain people, that's the only way they can get past the Vanguard. But you always have to run a Vanguard when it comes to PvP. And for PvE, it also helps out, unless you're doing activities. Then you want to maximize on your damage. So the Vanguard slot has 40% decreased damage, but 60% more HP. And then they also get more damage immune rate. Then you have Assaulters, which are pretty much your main damage dealers. And then Supports, which are pretty much, you know, the Supports are supposed to be buffers and support the team. But later on, as games progressed, the Supports became the ones who carried. It was pretty much a battle of who had the fastest supports and who had the strongest ones. But you know, the game is starting off, so there's a lot of things to take into account. You have yourself your bag with a lot of stuff to go through, and you know, by staying online, you can also expand your bag space. So just by leaving your game online, basically. Then you have material chests, you have yourself accelerated wipeout cards, task refresh cards, skip battles, proofs, secret capsules, which you just basically use them here. You'll get yourself a bunch of items. Alright, silver cards. Then you have the Shenron herbs as well for Shenron himself. Z weapons we went over. You basically take your Z weapon, you enhance it with either the same Z weapon or basically talismans, and then you can also convert them with a conversion talisman. You can also upgrade them when they're maxed out, but certain Z weapons require to be, it says at least a grade 3 or higher can be upgraded. And then level 90 you can start disassembling. So that's a high level from now. Shenron we did go over. If you want to level it up, you basically have to spend silver, which is the most efficient way, or you have to spend gold, which I would not recommend at all. Never spend gold on this. Then you have the fortifies for each equipment, which basically increase the stats that you're going to be getting from level to level. And remember, it does have a cooldown unless you're a spender or a certain VIP or Saiyan Power. It's one of those, or maybe, I'm pretty sure it's actually a Saiyan Power thing, at least how Unlimited Ninja, if you were past a certain Kaguya power, you had no cooldown. I'm not sure if it was VIP. Then you have yourself refines, which affect this gear, the extra stats they give. You can also basically take the level from one piece, give it to another one, but you will lose some experience because of that. Then this is the tab to create equipment, which you need to do instances for and trials. Then later on you can socket stuff to get more gems into it, and then you can enchant at level 75, which basically enhance the stats that you're getting. So this is kind of like an informational video, but at the same time trying to give you guys gameplay, because I know myself won't be able to start the game, but in case you guys like Dragon Ball and want to do it. So this is what the Red Ribbon Army treasure gives you. You basically do those treasure hunts and you will get these kind of things in the mail. So you can get proofs from all kinds. Just depends how lucky you are, as well as some coin. Then you have your mail, and then your legion, which is basically your guild or group in the game. Definitely try to donate at the start. At the start, you want to pretty much donate every day. Work on your barracks because it gives you extra stats. Then you want to basically go ahead and do your treasure tree every day. The only thing is, when you first join the group, you're not going to be able to use the treasure tree until the next day. But make sure you pick the fruits every day, make sure you level it, and make sure you infuse the tree. The higher level your tree is, the better rewards you're going to get. And, you know, pretty much your group, it's pretty much based on, if groups had this kind of system all over the place, it would encourage more group contribution, because the fruits give you a lot of stuff. They can give you silver. Later on, they can give you coupons and gems and all this kind of stuff. So it's just a matter of what level the tree is. You know, I was grateful that the Revenge group invited me, because I kept trying to join this other group, but they wouldn't let me. I think it was this Legion group. They would not want to invite me. So, you know, thankfully I found a better group to join at least. But yeah, I don't know if I said it, but the main reason why I didn't go on server 1 is because someone stole my name, and then this server was out in the open. So, that covers a lot of things. Okay, I can finally take a breath, because I have said way too many things. Then you can also lock your account here. You basically type in a security code, which is like a password. You set it. So as long as somebody hacks your account, they can't dismiss stuff from your heroes. They can't dismiss your heroes in a hero hotel, and they can't sell your bagged items. There's only one downside. It can protect you from losing your heroes and losing your items, but it doesn't protect you from losing your gold, and it doesn't protect you from losing your silver or coupons either. So like I said, even though you have your account locked and all, they even have a full screen display, which I never noticed this. But here's where your gold is, here's where your silver is, here's where your coupons is. So these are the only thing they can actually rob from you, and they could probably mess up with your prestige and stuff like that. And then outside here, you can basically hide all the players on this server, which I'll have to basically go to the left side for you to see them. Server 2 is a very populated place, but server 1 is definitely still more populated. But yeah, so I would say, as far as the character you should choose, I actually forgot about this. As far as the character you should choose, I would probably say choose the Saiyan, just because they seem to be like the most common character. I'm not sure about how it works. They're probably not the most common character, but whoever shares the most equipment. So since I see these guys, or what is it, Bulma and Roshi share the Knuckles, and the Saiyan doesn't have that, I can pretty much tell you this. You might want to go, I think androids are the ones who have it. So the Saiyans have their own thing, which is the Blessed Staff. The androids should have the Knuckles, and the Knuckles you can basically swap equipment from all around. And then the Majins have like the Bansho fans, because they're pretty much spiritual types. So the Majins in this game are basically the ones that are equivalent to Chakra users when it comes to Unlimited Ninja, and the Keto users from Bleach Online that are the Arankars. So the Majins are going to be very good in PvP, but if PvE features come out in the future where you have to rely on the main, they're going to be lacking physical defense, which might actually be a problem. So Majins are very good for PvP, but they could be lacking in PvE later on. Saiyans are going to be, they're also pretty strong. And then they're pretty much in the same boat as androids, except you have to get these blessed staffs, which are going to be a pain. So if I actually would take the game seriously, I would probably go for the androids, just because they share equipment with everybody else. And that's definitely going to be easier to transfer gear from person to person. So enough about all these features. Alright, let me show you some fights. So you have the arena system. Let me fight somebody that I can probably win against. So we're gonna see if we can win against this guy. So you basically don't do anything in the entire combat system. Alright? You basically sit back and watch. This is why I've been used to the auto system in Naruto Online. Because when it came to all these other browser games, you did not interact whatsoever. It was basically the computer fought it out for you. As you see here in PvP, you're going to see the tailed beasts, unless you decide to hide it or show it to a different person. But basically, Krillin is going to be a pretty good tank. And then it depends on your speed, which person goes first, and it basically depends on the individual. So just because my main was the fastest, doesn't mean my entire team will go up. Now you have to worry about Krillin. But luckily the Krillin, it doesn't do a lot of damage because he's a Vanguard. But then his main character is faster than mine. So that means my Bulma's going to get hit. And these games are kind of laggy, and it's just something you have to deal with. The animations aren't the best. Like, you can definitely see a licensed game like Naruto Online. They have very smooth animations, a lot better design, but this is the only Dragon Ball Z game that I know, and it just came out, so it's definitely something to consider if you don't want to. I don't know if there's going to be ever a licensed Dragon Ball Z game. We could hope, but you have the next best thing to try out at least. You don't have to go too crazy, like I said. At least VIP 3 if you want to stay in like the top 10 kind of player and just have a good time. And then if you're actually trying to strive for the best, you're gonna have to at least go VIP 6. But I'm gonna end up probably taking this L. Yeah, I'm gonna probably have to end up taking this L. So it just don't even matter. Like this fight is gonna be too long, and I'm gonna take an L in the end anyway. Or maybe not. Let's just see what happens. My main character gotta carry this. He's got a Yamcha. Please don't let me down. I cannot lose to this Yamcha. Come on. The thing I don't get is this guy has a Yamcha. Oh, he got a block. All right, I gotta win this one. We gotta win this one. Oh, that was so close. All right, come on. I will not lose with my Saiyan pride. Come on. Oh, my main character is tanky. Let's go. All right, so we got this. I pretty much stacked my main to the max. So there we go. Like, I actually do enjoy the Saiyans, but it's just like I'd say androids are gonna be more useful, and then Majins are pretty much cooler. But yeah, the Saiyan is just something I decided to choose because of my man Vegeta out here. You also have yourself the chat, which is gonna be pretty active. A lot of people on server 2 recognize me as well. Just so you guys know, I am not on server 1, so any Kaizer you see over there is fake. I am just the only Kaizer on server 2, and there's people that have been stealing my name here as well, but they put like Kaizer and all these kind of stupid names. So just make sure I am the only Kaizer on server 2, because there's too many imposters when it comes to this thing for me. I only play on certain servers, certain accounts, and you guys will definitely know about that. So, when it comes to the actual story mode, you basically go and fight. For instance, you'll do this stage, where you go from one place, you fight 3 groups of mobs, or you fight 1 depending on this type of story, and you just progress through it. So that's basically what the game is going to be for you most of the time. You're just going to be sitting there, and then I'm just going to skip because I can't be bothered. Get the victory. That's why it's definitely a game that revolves around spending. It really does. The last thing I'm going to go over in this game is basically the skill animations as well as certain characters to look out for, and then I'm going to end the video here. It wasn't much of a gameplay, but it pretty much gives you a lot of information that you'll be looking forward to. We have General Blue. Alright, so this is basically Dragon Ball characters mostly. Tavern doesn't work. Okay. So General Blue is a Vanguard. Increases own block rate. Decent. Okay, so he's basically a worse Krillin. Really no reason for you to get him, because Krillin is the second day login. He's a purple hero as well, and he's going to be a lot better than General Blue. He's basically an upgraded version of General Blue. So skip him. Then you have yourself Mercenary Tao. The Tavern is really buggy at this point. So he decreases enemy damage immune rate for the Vanguard, which is kind of good, and increases crit rate. But he's a blue partner, so he's going to have weak damage. Plus, you'll have Roshi or Kid Goku, so you really don't need an assaulter. So the only blue person you could get is pretty much a support. Baba is basically a healer. She heals the Vanguard. So I would say the best person to get from the blue is definitely a healer. Get yourself a Fortune Teller Baba. And then Chaozu is going to take that L and blow himself up. But he controls the enemy. So just basically go ahead and get yourself Baba. She is the best blue one to get. Now, you have yourself the Turtle Yamcha, trying to come back, make that comeback after that Cyberman killed him. Or, he killed himself basically. Increases Assaulter's damage rate by 10%, and it recovers own 50%, own Fury by 50 points. So he's pretty good for PvE. Yeah, he's actually a good damage dealer for PvE, so something you might actually consider picking up when it comes to doing a great ape. Any ninja or any person, any hero that gives you a buff as well as recovers their own fury with a high growth rate on a single target unit is going to be good for PvE. So Yamcha is good for PvE as an assaulter. You got Mr. Popo. Honestly, yo, his skill is sick. We got to show this. He also is pretty good for PvE because he has himself attacking the enemy vanguard for 109% growth rate and increases his own crit hit rate by 35% for 3 rounds. So he's also pretty good, but he doesn't restore fury, so I'd still say get Yamcha over him when it comes to PvE. But I gotta show my man Popo. Shout outs to Popo in the Discord too because he be roasting people. But yeah, this Popo ain't somebody to mess around with. Yo, he actually got some pretty sick animations. He actually has some sick animations. He actually was the one who taught Beerus how to be a god of destruction, low key. And I heard that Mr. Popo also made the Super Dragon Balls, so gotta watch out for him. Yajirobe is honestly they make him look too cool in the game for some reason. What can I say about him? Trash. What is passive? 50% damage rate. So his growth rate is low, but his damage rate is high. He might actually do decent damage, but he doesn't get fury back, so still, I just don't see anybody getting him. It's Yajirobe, come on. That's just not even, just don't get him. It's Yajirobe. Then you have Korn, which is basically an upgraded Baba. When it came to Unlimited Ninja, I always got Sakura, which Korn is the equivalent to Sakura, so definitely get Korn, because healers are your best friend as a free player. You definitely need a healer to keep up your Vanguard, and it's gonna help out for a long run until you're until you're basically at the high levels where it's easy to get out of it. But yeah, Korn is the best thing to get from here, as well as Yamcha for damage when it comes to PvE, and then Baba. So basically, you have 3 people that I can recommend you from this tavern. Did not see the higher tavern, so no idea about those. But that's all you need to know in the start for now. And then you have the legendary warriors. So, no reason to really show all the skills, do I? I mean, I might as well just show it. So you first start off with Roshi. This is his skill, just does the after image, Dex to Frieza. There's no Frieza in the game at this point. But he is a pretty good assaulter. He has a good growth rate, decreases enemies' block rate. So he is basically a PvP assaulter. You upgrade him, he becomes Steroid Man. Higher growth rate, decreases more block, higher growth rates. We're going to show off everybody's skills. So it's probably going to be like a 50-minute, hour-long video. This reminds me of the Sword Art Online video I did. It was literally an hour long, showing off the game and giving people information about it. It's probably the worst game and video I ever made, to be honest. But I'm a Dragon Ball fan, and I did promise you guys a video, so hopefully this will give you information on how to play and what to look forward to, and you guys have my advice to consider when it comes to it, because I probably won't make my people on my server or server 2 were like, yo, this ain't Kaizer. If it's you, then do a Reign of Kaizer Part 3 and top up 20k. Honestly, if the time zones weren't such a huge difference for me, and and it wasn't server 2, I probably would have started. But the time zone is the biggest problem, and it's never really a good idea to start in the early servers when you're trying to take over a game. It's pretty much hard. There's a lot of competition when it comes to these games. You want to pretty much be left alone. So Goku, pretty decent assaulter. He's always gonna be able to skill because he has 100 fury every round. Once he starts a skill, he'll always stay at 100 fury. And that's the cool thing about him. Then he has his Kamehameha, which is basically just his upgraded attack. And honestly, the animations are well done. I do like the animations. You cannot say that this game has bad animations. Unlicensed and all, it seems pretty good to me. Then you have Demon King Piccolo, who is a PvP assaulter. He attacks the enemy vanguard by 190% and decreases the dodge rate. So he's nothing too crazy. Basically an upgrade over Roshi because he's purple, does more damage. And the thing is, I'd say it's more fearsome to worry about block than it is about dodge rate though. But just because he's purple, I would say you're gonna probably switch to him at the 7-day login once you get him. He's definitely better when it comes to then Master Roshi himself, unless you have the upgraded Master Roshi and a regular Piccolo. But when you upgrade the Piccolo, he becomes a lot stronger. He has a 235% growth rate and decreases more dodge. So I do enjoy this game. I really do. I really want to play it, get a lot of these characters and try them out. It's just damn, man. It's it's just this game, honestly. Special beam cannon and all. They actually capture the animations pretty well. So I can say this game is good enough for me. Then you have Trunks, which is basically the first supporter I have seen in this entire Legends Gallery or Legends Warrior. So he basically attacks enemy supports, decreases enemies' key defense by 30%. And if there's no supporters, then he attacks assaulters. So he's actually pretty good. Since supports are mostly spiritual based in this game, which is the equivalent of chakra and keto in the other games, pretty much means they will have high key defense, and this lowers it. So they will take more damage from future supports. We're going to basically see Trunks go off. So first is the Shining Sword skill that he has. And then I think the next one is it Masenko also? No, it's the Buster Cannon. And it's basically Super Saiyan Trunks. So this game, it will satisfy my needs as a Dragon Ball Z fan. But you definitely have to be used to the browser game scene for you to enjoy it. I personally will not, if you guys are too used to Naruto Online, I can guarantee you're probably not going to enjoy this game and you're probably going to quit. Especially for those of you who are free to play, you will probably not enjoy this game whatsoever. But for those of you who are Dragon Ball Z fans and for those of you who are looking to spend some money, you will definitely enjoy this game. I can say I'll wait my turn. Joy Fun, please, get a license, get this game going so it's actually an Eastern time zone. And you will definitely see me playing it. But until then, I just can't do the time zone for this. I will actually try to play server 2 as much as possible, because when you first start playing a game, it's not wise to recharge straight away like I did in all my games. And I actually learned it after I think 6 accounts or 7 accounts. Take your time, play the game as a free player. Understand it for at least 2 weeks. Once you pretty much understand how to take over a server, how to do good, then you go to the newest server and you top up whatever you need to get it done. That's basically that's pretty much the best way you can do it. I'd say this Gohan so far looks the coolest out of all these legendary warriors. Super Saiyan Gohan. Skills and all are really good. Max Power Kamehameha attacks entire enemy team with a growth rate of 150%. Decreases enemy speed by 7% for 3 rounds. So he is a PvP hero. You can first get him at level 70, I believe. No idea. That actually doesn't say a level. So as long as you meet the proofs, you can get him. But to upgrade him, you need to be level 80. So he is the first person I've seen in this game that can attack an entire team. That is a very good thing. And he's a PvP hero because he drops speed. And speed determines who goes first in a fight. So Gohan is overall very good. Super Saiyan Gohan, he's a double S rank hero. Then we have my boy Vegeta, which I honestly think they did dirty. He is basically, I guess, a PvP assaulter. I mean, you could kind of say it's PvE, just because he buffs assaulters, but he kind of works both ways. I consider him a hybrid. So 250, basically 250 proofs. He's also an assaulter. Pretty good growth rates, all around 3 to 2.9. His skill preview alone, Explosive Wave, looks kind of whack. But you will see his upgrade form. It's just Vegeta though. There ain't nothing whack about him. Vegeta for life. I really wish I could play this game and get him. So that's his first. But then when you get to the upgraded form, he does 195% growth rate, increases assaulter's attack by 20% for 3 rounds, and gives himself 68% or 68 fury points. So the upgraded version is very good when it comes to PvE or just, like anything in general, honestly. Getting fury back, buffing assaulters, very good overall. The only thing is that he attacks assaulters only, so, it could be a problem. But, it's a pretty massive boost. Super Saiyan Vegeta. I say Gogeta by accident, but yeah, Super Saiyan Vegeta against the Frieza form, Big Bang Kamehameha. And, it actually looked cooler a few hours ago. Okay, let me see this again. I kind of felt disappointment. It looked cooler a few hours ago. Actually, never mind. Okay, it looks cool. There's a lot of, particle effects going on and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's still pretty cool for me. And then Kakaroto, the freaking most annoying thing in Dragon Ball Super. I can say he is, probably, he is better than Vegeta. One, because he is only recruited. Oh no, they're both recruited by level 80. How did I not see this? So Gohan was 70, Vegeta was 80. But Kakaroto is better for, one reason that he attacks the entire enemy team and decreases their defense by 15% for 3 rounds. So when it comes to PvE, Vegeta might take the win. But overall, I'll be PvP focused and just go for this Goku. Plus Super Saiyan Goku. So I guess after this character, you should see Frieza come out because, you have everybody in their first Super Saiyan form. So Frieza should be around this. The standard Goku, just does a Kamehameha 10 times. And then we have ourselves the upgrade, which basically drops a Spirit Bomb. So you can remember, he has this Goku is so far the strongest character in the game, as far as I can see. Triple S rank hero, highest stats, probably has like over 3.0 growth rates. But you do need level 90 to upgrade him. A lot of gold hero cards, as well as advanced world proofs. And then like you see here, if you're VIP 4, you get a significant discount. So this game is gonna always favor spenders. And then the last thing we can talk about in this video is this Goku, and then I can finally end it. A fucking 55-minute long video that pretty much explains Dragon Ball to you as best as I can. Like I always say, I try to explain everything when it comes to these games. It's a matter of how the pretty much my information reaches you, how you react to it, how you're gonna, accept my information, and it depends if you actually watch the entire 55 minutes build. It's a lot of stuff to go through. There's definitely a lot of stuff to go through. I would personally enjoy the game given the chance I spend into it. But I just wanted to bring you guys a informational video for the game, because when I was actually, I had a different approach to it, and I kind of screwed it up. I spent about like 2-3 hours recording stuff, doing stuff, and then at the same time, pretty much I try to give you guys like a tutorial, or like, not really a tutorial, but show you a lot of gameplay. Then I realized showing a gameplay is pointless. People should see how the game works, and then just bring very little gameplay into it. So, hopefully this reached out to you guys. I did promise a Dragon Ball video in the end. I will pretty much try and play this game. I will be doing events on Tuesday night as we speak. So you will see this video probably Wednesday afternoon. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to have the link in the description below for the game, as well as the comments section. But, that's all I have to say. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you found the information useful. And I will see you guys next time.